All right, so I'm going to visit a historic Black homestead in Orchard, Colorado. This trip has been in the making since like July, so I'm super excited to do it today. I'm going to visit Deerfield, a settlement that was founded in 1910 by Oliver Toussaint Jackson. Oliver Jackson was a successful businessman from Boulder who wanted to create a safe colony for African Americans. Here we are, the town of Deerfield. The early settlers of Deerfield had difficulty farming the area, but the winds eventually shifted and they began to prosper. During World War I, there was high demand for the agricultural products produced in Deerfield. They grew vegetables and raised livestock. The town was most prosperous in the late 1910s and early 1920s, and I've read accounts that said there were 300 residents at its height and others that say 700. Considering that number probably comes from the census and people underreport for many reasons, I think 300 is a conservative number, but that's my personal opinion. I was so excited to visit Deerfield because it's the first Black town I've learned about that wasn't destroyed by white violence. So what happened was after World War I, the winds changed again. The Great Depression swept through, and during the Depression was the Dust Bowl, which was a period of severe dust storms and drought. Farmers lost their land and families moved away for a better chance. That's it. How normal. So by 1940, 12 people lived in Deerfield. Oliver Jackson tried to revive it, first by trying to turn it into a resort for African Americans living in Denver. That didn't work, so he offered to sell it to the US government so that they could use it as a concentration camp for Japanese Americans. And the US government, that was in the middle of imprisoning these folks, had to be like, nah, we're good. You can keep that. There's more down there. I'm not going to drive, I'm going to walk and just imagine what it was like. All that stands in Deerfield now are a gas station, a diner, and Oliver Jackson's home. But in its heyday, there was also a school, a lunchroom, which was also a community center, 2 churches, and an annual festival. Oliver Jackson lived in Deerfield until the very end when he died in 1948. The Black American West Museum in Denver has been working hard with their partners to preserve the site. The buildings, as you can see, are in major disrepair. There aren't any signs that even identify the remaining buildings. But I did stop by the Greeley History Museum, which to my surprise had no information about Deerfield, but I was told by the front desk that they've been awarded some state and federal grants, and the board plans to essentially put some respect on Deerfield's name. I drove an hour and 20 minutes to witness this place, be in it, walk the road. I highly recommend visiting if you're in the area.